Stop trading support and resistance and do this instead. This is coming from somebody who used to trade support and resistance and found a much better and much more simple way to trade. Let's get right into it. First of all, I'm going to talk about why I stopped using support and resistance. With support and resistance, it was extremely hard for me to find which areas of support and resistance would actually be important. I would have so many different lines marked out on my chart like this, and I would literally just be marking out every single area of support and resistance, which actually led me to be confused and not ever know when to enter a trade. In the beginning, I liked support and resistance because I thought it was super simple. All I had to do was mark out areas where the price was supported and then mark out areas where the price was resisting. This confused me so much because I would have support and resistance on so many different time frames. I would have 4-hour support and resistance, 1-hour support and resistance, 15-minute support and resistance, and I would never know which areas were going to be super important and which areas I should not really pay attention to. This caused my brain to be super confused because I was taking trades and sometimes I would make money, but then I would lose money and I wouldn't really understand what the problem was. Support and resistance would give me accurate levels at times, but I had way too many levels marked out, so I wasn't able to determine which one of these levels I should actually be looking at. So for example, if I had 20 levels marked out and only 2 of them were important, it would be very hard for me to identify which 2 of these levels were important. It was also very hard for me to determine what reaction price would have to these levels because there were so many of them. Trading comes down to 2 main things, levels and reactions. When you're looking at a chart, the first thing you do is you mark out your levels. When you're using support and resistance, you mark out these levels using support and resistance. Now I'm going to show you how I get my levels and how it's so much more accurate and more simple than support and resistance. So the first thing I do is I get this indicator called Asian Session Range. You can find this on TradingView. It's completely free. This indicator shows you the different sessions. So right now I'm looking at the Asian session, then I'm looking at the London session, and then I'm looking at the New York session in blue. Once I have this indicator on my screen, I then mark out the highs, lows, and opens of all these sessions. Right here, you can see that we're looking at the London high. And then right here, we have the New York session open. Most of my trades are taken based off the New York session open. I mark out the first 15-minute candle at 8 a.m. Now here's how I use the New York open to find very simple entries for my trades. So right here, you can see that we have the New York open, and then you can see that price came above it, and then it bounced off of it and moved up. This is a break and retest reaction. I was talking to you about how trading is about 2 parts, levels and reactions. First, we just talked about the levels. Now we're talking about a reaction. So for a break and retest, you're simply waiting for price to break above a level, come down, and then continue moving up in the direction that it broke out to. So right here, I would have taken this trade by placing my entry to longs on the retest of this zone right here. I would have waited for price to break above, and then I would have said, okay, when price retests this zone, I'm going to enter, I'm going to have my stop right below this zone, and I'm going to have my take profit for about 20 to 25 points. Now notice, I'm not trying to catch this whole move. I'm just trying to catch part of this move because I want to guarantee that I'm going to be able to get in and get out of this trade with profits. Now, if I wanted to catch this entire move, I probably could have, but I would have risked losing a little bit of money or getting stopped out because this trade did come back down. This entry model is so much more simple than support and resistance. With support and resistance, I was looking at all these levels and all these lines and I had no idea what to do. Some other reactions I like to focus on are rejections and bounces. Here's a great example of a rejection right here. You can see that we come to the Asian session high and then price rejects perfectly off of this level. You could have traded this by saying that you're going to take short positions once we test this level right here. You're going to have your stop at about 5 to 10 points. And you could have probably targeted about 20, 25 points. You could have even targeted 50 points because that trade did end up running for a while. The other great thing about marking out these session opens is that price usually ends up targeting one of these opens when there's a lot of room to run. So for example, today we have a lot of room up to this open, so price could come up and target this open, so we could actually use this open as a target, which would then let us determine the trend and help us form a bias. The reason these session opens are so important is because this is where a lot of the orders are. The market is moved by 2 things, bid orders and ask orders, buy orders and sell orders. When you're trading the New York session open and you have it marked out, you know that there's going to be a lot of volume around these areas, so price is likely to have a large reaction. As a trader, your only job is simply to find a great place to enter and exit the market every single day. This strategy allows me to have a system that I use every single day to make consistent profits because I trade from 8:30 to 10:30, so I can trade during the session, find my trade, be done working for the day, and then continue to go on with my day. Our whole goal as traders is to simplify things and to find something that we can do consistently so that our brain can form habits and we can do this every single day. When you're trading things like support and resistance, it's very hard to find a systematic strategy because there's a lot of guesswork involved, so your brain isn't able to form a habit. Now I'm going to show you some results of members of our community using this strategy. Right here, my man Trey made $7,898 in one day. He was trading SPY options using this strategy, so he was actually using this strategy, but applying it to stocks. My man Scott made a ton of money using my strategy. Scott is actually a lifetime member of the premium community, which means he gets one-on-one support from me. If you buy lifetime premium, you do have the ability to reach out to me at any time and I'll answer your question. Or if you just want to chat, you can reach out to me and I can help you with whatever you need help with. Scott took full advantage of this. I helped him fix some things with his strategy, and as you can see, it's paying off, literally. You can see right here, my man Oso Trades is practicing some things in a paper trading environment. So he's just practicing, but he's still making some money and he's learning, which is great to see. My man Garrett passed his funded account using the exact strategy that I just showed you. In the premium community, we actually have a full course that goes into the strategy in detail and exactly how I find entries on every single reaction. My man Mikey made $1,200. Actually, it looks like he made $1,700. He ended the day with $1,700, which is great to see. Gavo Smith with $1,100 in profit. That's beautiful. Beam with a 35% gainer from one of our option signals. Mr. Fungi is making some money trading NASDAQ using my strategy. Elite Edge Financials with a beautiful put on SPY following my game plan that I send out to the premium members every single morning. This is awesome. My man Darius just bought a car from his trading profits. He's a premium member. He is only 18 years old. So most people at 18 can barely afford, rent. This guy just bought a Tesla thanks to his trading profits. So this really shows you how trading can actually improve your life and how you can take the profits and immediately start improving your life. And he makes about $45,000 a month now at 18, which is fucking crazy. But when you're on a winning team and you have the right information, things like this are very possible. My man Mikey made $4,620 today trading futures. If you want to make profits like this, you can join the premium community by clicking the link in the description of this video. Please like and subscribe. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all soon.